Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 30.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes, in Indiana with its 11 electoral votes, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and I'm happy to see all of you here in the chat tonight. We got a few things to talk about. We're going to laugh at Ron DeSantis. That's for damn sure. We're going to talk to you, see what the lovely people in the snake pit are up to. We got a few things to react to. We're going to talk about Gina Carano absolutely just annihilating Disney. I can't stop talking about that. It's the best thing ever. I mean, what happened with Gina Carano this weekend and her destruction of Disney is truly the best thing ever. And it's getting significantly worse for Disney. And that's the most beautiful aspect of all of it. So, yes, how's everybody doing today? Meatball Ron getting, let me be clear, all right? Because at the end of the day, I am always as fair as I possibly can be. Ron DeSantis did an interview with Patrick Bet-David. I think for the most part, Ron DeSantis came off pretty good for the most part, but there's a couple of memeable moments that are going to get clipped that I think are going to get far more traction than the actual conversation. I thought, and I saw some people accusing Patrick Bet-David of throwing some softballs out there. I don't really think he threw a lot of softballs. I think he was being respectful to Ron DeSantis, who he clearly does like. He said as much, but he put he asked Ron DeSantis a couple of questions that made Ron very uncomfortable. And overall, I thought it was a pretty good interview. I thought it was pretty good. But Ron DeSantis just doesn't get he doesn't get that there's certain dynamics. You can't just be an uptight prick all the time. And then he tried to play off the whole Trump commercial thing that he did as I was just trolling. It's like, You don't get to play that card. We're going to talk about all of that, but you don't get to play that card. You don't get to do that. Not when you've been an uptight prick this entire campaign. And you clearly don't know how jokes work and how memes work. And now suddenly you're going to lean into like, oh, yeah, I was just trolling the media, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, dude, this is not working at all for you. But Patrick asked him about the boots, about some of the memes, and whether he's being honest or not, Ron DeSantis, when he says, oh, I don't even know about this. If you don't know about these viral videos going around about your boots, then that's a failure of your campaign, which they've been failing miserably over and over again. But the fact that he didn't even know about that, or he either lied about it, either way, it's not a good scenario. But again, we will talk about all of that. Vic Whiplash is in the chat. What's up, Vic Whiplash in the house? We got East Coast Toasty Boy says, laughing my ass off. Even John Burke talked about Gina's roast. But that beta cuck is lucky that it wasn't John that told him off. John would have used certain 4-letter words and told him to go start a shotgun. Yeah, dude, the Gina stuff is wild. And I never expected her to go this nuclear on Disney. But she did it not once. She did it twice. And the last one was the most legendary mic drop ever. I mean, it was crazy, crazy. 50 Shades of Grayson says, Grayson's in the house. Oh, Grayson's in the house. What's up, man? How the hell are you? Appreciate you being here. Squiddy Girl dropping a D-Day Cobra gifted membership. Vic freaking Whiplash is getting the party started early with 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. 10 gifted memberships already. That's what's up. Cole Hauser. Yo, Jeremy. Me want you fired? Never. You are the man that I enjoy to watch. So all good, bro. Much love. Yo, Joe 199 and praise Arad. No, bro, I'm just messing with you. I was just messing with you. I hope you're doing well, Cole Hauser. Good to see you here. Bluegrass Berserker says, Vic, you are a real one. Yes, Vic is a real one. Chris Dios says, Ron DeHannity, which is a fantastic name, is ready to join Fox News team after Meatball decided to betray Trump. It was all down from there. Hail the 199 chat. Absolutely. That's a perfect, that's a perfect segue into this, because that's exactly where Ron DeSantis is going to end up. He's going to end up as a Fox News talking head. That's where he's going to end up. There's no doubt about that. And he's just has, like, this was a couple of days ago right here, but this was from Laura Loomer. The Florida Republican Assembly just passed a resolution calling on Governor Ron DeSantis to terminate his presidential campaign and return to Florida to do his job. We elected our governor to do a 4-year term to take care of Florida, not pay him to campaign for a higher office. Yeesh. Holy crap, dude. He is getting wrecked across the board right now. He's catching it from everywhere, and he deserves to. He deserves it. He absolutely deserves it. But look, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and show this right now. I don't want to waste any more time on it. Shout out to Patrick Bet David. I can't believe PBD went here, but he did. So let's watch it. All right. This is so funny. Again, so if you want to see the whole podcast, it's over on Patrick Bet David's channel. And not Valuetainment, but like on his actual personal channel. I think he did a really good job in the interview for the most part, Ron DeSantis. And I thought Patrick Bet David did a pretty good job as well. This right here is funny as hell. I can't believe he asked him about this.
I'm sure your marketing team points out how they're trying to troll you in the marketplace. Okay, I'm sure they're doing that. Can you bring this one clip? I know you were on, what do you call it? On, what was it? Bill Maher, and Bill Maher talked about the boots. I've seen you walk with these boots. Go ahead and play this clip. This on TikTok went viral. It doesn't have 1 million views. It doesn't have, 10 million views. This thing's got 1.2 million likes. And some people are wondering,
what are they? I don't even, I haven't seen that.
They've not shown this to you. Okay.
The fact that Ron DeSantis hasn't even seen this is insane. What is your team doing? It's like his team is so focused on Trump. They're not even telling their own candidate, hey, bro, optically, this is not good. Optically, you're getting annihilated. 1.2 million likes. 1.2 million likes, not views, likes. So that would mean that video probably has 10 million views. Like 1.2 million likes. Here we go.
Okay, what they're trying to say with this is that in your boots, you have heels.
No.
That's
Yeah,
what they're trying to say.
those are just standard off the rack.
Say, yeah. Oh my God. The fact that Patrick Bet-David is breaking this down for Ron DeSantis is the funniest thing ever.
It's got 1.2 million likes. And some people are wondering,
what are they? I don't even, I haven't seen that.
They've not shown this to you. Okay,
No.
what they're trying to say with this is that in your boots, you have heels.
No.
That's what they're trying to say.
Those are just standard off the rack. Lucchese.
How tall are you? How tall are you, Governor? How tall?
5'11".
5'11". Okay. Why don't you wear tennis shoes and dress shoes?
I do wear tennis shoes when I work out. Yeah, 100%.
You do.
Yep.
Okay. I got a gift for you. I'd love for you to wear. Okay. I shop at Ferragamo. Okay. And
I don't accept gifts. I can't accept it.
I totally get it.
I'm sorry.
It's so funny, man. It's so funny. Why don't you wear shoes? I do when I work out. Oh my God, dude. And then I've seen like some of the DeSantis people. Like, I don't know how tall Ron DeSantis is. I really don't. I have no idea how tall Ron DeSantis is. Ron DeSantis height. I mean, let's see. All right. So is he like, I guess he probably is. He's probably 5'11". I would argue he's probably 5'11". I don't know. There he is next to like Biden. I think he's probably 5'11". Like there's pictures of him next to Trump. He's obviously not as tall as Trump. Like right here. Open that. So let's see if we can get that one. Share this tab instead. So I don't know. There's Trump and there's DeSantis. Trump's just towering over him. But I don't know. I wonder if he has his heels on in this picture. I don't know if he has his heels on in this picture right here. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, he probably has one of those little step ladders. Oh my God, it's so funny. And then there was another clip of Patrick Bet-David asking him about the commercial, if I can find it. I don't know if I can find that one. Let's see right here. No, it's somewhere. I'll find it here in just a minute. But Patrick Bet-David had a lot of fun today with Ron DeSantis. And again, I think overall it was a positive interview for Ron DeSantis. I'm just being as fair as I possibly can. I think overall it was a very positive interview for DeSantis. But some of the stuff that's going to come out of this, some of the memes and some of the cringiness, that's what's going to stand out. And this is where DeSantis fails miserably. He fails miserably across the board. And how many times have we seen this? Like, so I saw people, like some of the DeSantis fans are like, well, what's wrong with him saying he's 5'11"? Trump said he's 6'3", 215. And it's like, you guys have no idea, dude. You just have no idea how memes work, do you? Like, it's like the saying, the left can't meme. DeSantis campaign cannot meme. Like, they cannot meme at all. Saying you're 5'11" as a man that's usually like it's usually a red flag. Now again, I think he probably is 5'11", though. I think he probably is, and whatever, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that you have tried to out alpha Trump. Like we know Trump's not like a fit to be a fucking NFL quarterback. We know that, but we like to meme on it. And I like to see people get really, really frustrated when I say Trump is 6'3", 215, and he could be the UFC heavyweight champion of the world right now if he wasn't fighting for America. I have watched Donald Trump wrestle alligators and lions with his bare hands, and the alligator and the lion both ran away in sheer terror because they knew that the strength of Donald Trump could not be competed with. And you see all of these weirdos just crying about it. They're like, what are you talking, you guys? And it's like, oh my God. Just like the whole story I told about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, the reason he lost to Buster Douglas back in the 90s is because Trump challenged him to a fight a month prior. And Mike Tyson was so scared that he decided, I have to lose to Buster Douglas. I don't want to face Donald J. Trump, an elite athlete. But anyway, funny stuff, man. DeSantis, the campaign's falling apart. It's not working. It's not going to work. And he did this to himself. DeSantis brought all of this on to himself because he had Trump. Trump had his back. Trump was going to back him. Trump was going to support him. Trump did support him. And DeSantis essentially just stabbed him in the back because he felt like the neocons came to him and he basically was told that, hey, you're going to be the guy because Trump is going to be bogged down with all these legalities and all these other things. Like right here, where is it at? So look at the title of this, okay? Look at the title of this. The title of this video right here. The title of this video is I Would Have Won Without Him. DeSantis dismisses the notion that Trump helped get him elected. I would have won without him, says Ron DeSantis. Are you kidding me? There's no chance. And this is why people don't like Ron DeSantis, because he's very disingenuous. We all know for a fact that you would not have, no one would know your name without Donald Trump. And I don't like, Patrick should have pushed back on this one a lot more. He should have pushed back a lot more. Let's listen to this.
Play this clip for you. Then I got a question.
And this is so funny that Patrick Bet David plays this clip. This is so funny.
For you. This is a campaign video that most people haven't seen. This is from 5 years ago. Not this one. Go to the other one, the YouTube one right there. I want to play this clip, and I got a question for you at the end. Go for it.
Everyone knows my husband, Ron DeSantis, is endorsed by President Trump, but he's also an amazing dad. Ron loves playing with the kids.
Build the wall.
He reads stories.
Then Mr. Trump said, "You're fired." I love that part.
He's teaching Madison to talk.
Make America great again.
People say Ron's all Trump, but he is so much more.
Big league. So good.
I just thought you should know.
Ron DeSantis for governor. So what happened? What happened between the two of you guys?
Well, nothing. Well, first of all, that just understand, like that's obviously a tongue-in-cheek. We were having fun.
Of course, it's actually a funny video.
But here's the thing about it: when you're doing these campaigns, you want to get as much free media as possible. So I knew that would cause the corporate media to light their hair on fire, and they did. And so they just kept playing it for me.
So the guy with the campaign that can't take any jokes whatsoever, and that has been just vicious towards MAGA memers, he's falling back on the argument that he did this intentionally. So basically, if we're gathering what he is saying here, he didn't believe in any of this, and that he used Trump not because he believed in Trump, because he wanted to meme Trump. That's the point he's making, not me. So which is it? And this is where I wish Patrick Bet David would have pushed back a little bit and been like, so wait a minute, do you not believe in everything you said in there? Like, you put your fucking newborn baby in that ad. You put your wife in this ad. Did you not believe in what you did? You used your baby to meme the media? Really? That's what you did, Ron?
We didn't even have to really pay for the ad and everything, and we're just doing out. And so part of it is that ad gets out. What do the average voters see? They say, hey, this is a guy with this beautiful wife, young kids, everything like that. And that kind of helped us there. But, I did more for him in his 2020 reelection than any other elected official. I raised him more money than any elected official. I got people in Florida to support him that were not happy with him because he didn't fire Fauci. He didn't do any.
Bro, he's tracking better than you right now in Florida by a lot. This is where you can't win this fight, Ron DeSantis. This is where you lose all credibility right here. You lose every single bit of credibility because everybody knows none of this is true. None of this is true. None of this is true.
Anything to stop the BLM riots in the summer of 2020, which we didn't tolerate in Florida, but you had cities burning down.
See, he's being disingenuous right here. So wait a minute, Ron. So you're not going to say that. So you are claiming that you as a governor were responsible for the state of Florida, right? So, but you're blaming Trump for the failure of Democratic run states, but he doesn't get credit for your success, right? But he gets credit for the failure of Democratic governors that Trump offered support to, and they declined. But you get the credit for your state being successful, but the Democratic governors don't get credit for their states failing. You're going to blame Trump. Get the fuck out of here. What a fuck. Oh, I would have killed to have been sitting right here with him so I could ask him, like, Governor DeSantis, with all due respect, so you're blaming President Trump for the failure of Democratic-run states during the Summer of Love, but you are taking credit for the success of your state during that same time. If Trump gets credit for the Democratic failures, should he not get credit for the Republican successes? I'm just saying. Why does President Trump get blamed for the Democratic failures, but not the Republican successes?
All across this country, and there was nothing done. So there was a lot of people that I got on his team, and I worked really hard, and we, really delivered the victory because in October of 2020, I mean, his campaign was putting out stuff. Oh, if he loses Florida, it's all because of the governor. Okay, well, I brought in more Republicans here, so I was happy to do that. But the reality is okay, what about going forward? What's the vehicle to make the country great again? And we need somebody who's going to be able to galvanize support and then attract the needed personnel to be able to deal with the administrative state. And then you need to actually be able to deliver results. I mean, one of the things on there that it's talking about is the wall. Remember?
And Ron, you're in single digits right now, buddy. You're in single digits right now. I just would like to point that out. You're in single digits. So clearly, that's not working for you at all. It's really not working for you at all. Look at all these gifted memberships. Holy crap. Vic Whiplash dropping 10 more. Dom H dropping 10 freaking gifted memberships. Auntie M dropping 10 gifted memberships. Wow. You guys are incredible. Before movie sucked, place your bets, gentlemen and ladies. How long into the next MAGA rally before President Trump calls him Booster Seat Ron? Oh, man. I think Nikki Haley is actually tracking better than Ron at this point. I think Nikki Haley has actually moved into second place in Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to look that up. Ruben in the house. I see that DeSantis is a puppet for his wife is behind all of this. Lady Macbeth of Florida. She is wicked. He is fake. We have not sent our best to Washington or the states. Hold the line. 159 pounds to 199. Trump 2024. Snake Pit. Hail Snake Pit. So Ruben has been losing a ton of weight. And he is now 159 pounds away from his goal of 199. That is incredible, brother. That is so awesome to hear. I'm so happy you're doing well, man. And it's great to see you here in the CobraCast chat. So thank you, buddy. That's great to hear, man. That's dedication from Ruben Christopher Haynes right there. Amazing stuff. So show some love to him, chat. Show some love indeed. All right, let's get back to this. Here's Ron DeSantis.
Remember, build the wall and have Mexico pay for it. What he now says on the campaign trail, I mean, honestly, honks me off, because he says that if you believed what he said then, that you're somehow a loser. That's what he said the other day. And then before he says, oh, all these people saying that I'm gonna have Mexico pay. There's no legal mechanism in Mexico. Then you look at what he said in 2016. He was saying he was gonna have Mexico pay. But here's the thing about execution.
Why are they continuing to be disingenuous over the wall? Like, I can't remember how many hundreds of miles of wall we have, but clearly the big problem with the wall, like we can send billions and 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 billions of dollars to Ukraine, but we can't get a wall built. I mean, we know why the wall didn't get built, and it didn't get built because there was too much. The Democrats and some Republicans were keeping him from that.
There actually is a way to have Mexico pay. The way you have Mexico pay is you.
He did say it honks him off.
Impose fees on remittances that people send back to Mexico who work here, Central America, anywhere in the world. You'd raise billions of dollars, and you would actually be able to construct the wall. So, and, you know, look, I'll tell you, I was disappointed, you know, as he's leaving office. Did he use that time to fire Fauci or to do any of that? No, he actually gave Fauci an award, a president.
Bro, you were praising Fauci too. Like, if you want to criticize Trump for Fauci, go for it. I think he deserves it. But don't sit there and be disingenuous. You were praising Fauci too. You were standing there with the fucking mask on. There's a picture of you standing there with a fucking mask on, looking like a complete beta when Trump is standing there without one. I live in the state of Florida. You were pushing the jab too. You literally went on TV with some like 80-something-year-old woman and watched her get the jab. Quit being disingenuous, Ron DeSantis. Good Lord, man.
Commendation on January 19th, 2021. And that was personal for me because Fauci, everything we did in Florida, Fauci attacked us on.
Andres, can we lower governor's audio down like a notch? It just all of a sudden spiked. Please continue. Go for it.
So Fauci, he would do interviews with local TV affiliates in Florida bashing us. Oh, they're reckless. They shouldn't do that. He attacked us because I forced the schools to be open. I mean, I didn't really have the normal authority. I was using emergency powers and leveraging those with the funding to be able to do it. And that saved the bacon for a lot of kids. And it was obvious after a few months that this Fauci was totally off his rocker. But he was doing real damage because anytime he'd go to the podium, his pronouncements were treated like, you know, like the Pope speaking ex cathedra to Catholics. And it was very
Black Swan, though, was a very tough season where, you know, even Obama, Biden, none of these guys had prepared for a pandemic. The only one that knew a pandemic was coming was a guy named Bill Gates. Everybody else is like,
well,
you know,
yeah, but here's the thing. You don't know. That's true. And I think there was a lot of uncertainty in March of 2020. The question is, what about November of 2020, December, January of 2020?
What should he have done? What should he have done?
He should have fired Fauci. He should have held these people accountable for
could he have
being
fired
wrong,
Fauci?
For lying to the public.
Because I think there's questions as to could he have even fired Fauci? And I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that.
On all these different issues, the corrupt medical swamp in D.C. was a total disaster. I'll tell you what they also shouldn't have done. January of 2021, last few weeks in office, they're sending me missives from the White House task force saying, impose a mask mandate, close restaurants. Dude, and I'm just thinking to myself, and the media here would use it as fodder. They would say, DeSantis is not following the Trump White House task force. And I wasn't. That's true, but the media used that as a wedge. So I think that the whole Fauci, and here's I think the issue for the election going forward, is I'm the only one running that is talking about bringing accountability for what happened to this country during COVID. It's one thing to make a judgment call that's wrong, but it's another thing to ignore evidence. It's another thing to lie. When you tell people like CDC did that if you take an mRNA shot, you will not get COVID, and you still stand by that when it's obvious that people are getting it, when you're having the FDA.
I'd like to point out that there's only one guy wearing a mask in this picture. I just want to point that out. There's only one guy wearing a mask in this picture right here. And he looks pathetic, by the way. My God, he looks pathetic in this picture. So there's Mr. I didn't follow the Trump policies. I didn't follow. You are a dude. Ron DeSantis is a fucking clown, man. It really is amazing to watch how far this dude has fallen.
They approve an mRNA shot for 6-month-old babies where there's no evidence that that's benefiting them. This is a swamp. This needs to be cleared out. I will do that. Here's the concern, I think, with the Trump nomination is RFK Jr. running as an independent. He would be the vessel for, and there's a lot of anti-Fauci, anti-lockdown voters who are upset about it.
Sure.
RFK would be the vessel in that scenario, whereas me as the candidate, I'm the vessel for that. Everyone knows I'm gonna hold people accountable. In fact, I'm gonna be in New Hampshire this week with Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo, Dr. Ladapo. He's one of the few, and he's really the only person in a position of power that's actually.
And he got criticized a lot as well.
Well, that's what I told him when I hired him. I said, listen, what you're doing, you're going to be the only one in position of power to actually take these, because that was one of the things early on with me when I was making these decisions. It wasn't just that it was unpopular. I could not get a doctor to stand with me and say I was right.
I see some people asking if this picture is fake of Ron DeSantis. No, it's not fake. This is from Politico. And on the bottom here, it says, President Donald Trump is greeted by Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida upon his arrival at Palm Beach International Airport on September 8th, 2020. This is September 8th of 2020. When did all the nonsense start? Wasn't it like March? Wasn't it March of 2020 or something like that? I can't remember. So unless Politico is posting a meme of March of 2020, that was in September. But I mean, I can keep looking to see. But that would be very odd if that image was that would be very odd if that image. Oh God, it just keeps getting worse, bro. It just keeps getting worse. Hang on. Here's another. Look at DeSantis. It looks so bad. And then we've got this one right here. So yeah, I don't think the picture's fake. I don't think the picture's fake at all. I really don't. There's a lot of different angles on that one too. So yeah, I don't think the picture's fake. So here we go, back to this. All right. I guess we got the DeSantis supporters in here just trying to make it like it's a fake picture. I don't think it's fake. If DeSantis fans, if you think that picture's fake, you might want to question your candidate at this point in time.
Right. And a lot of them would say it privately, but they were scared.
All
to
their
say
interviews would get taken down on YouTube. All
they
the
would
doctors,
get, So, but Joe, I think, is an example of what you need to be able to deal with this medical.
So okay, so let's go. Okay, fair enough. Because even Republicans will say, why is the president keep bragging about the fact that the warp speed, the vaccine saved 100 million people's lives? I don't even want it to like.
That's false. That's totally false.
But the point when he's saying that, right? But let's set that part aside. When I show the clip of that video. And the left sits there and says, look at these guys. They can't even figure out who they want to be the Speaker of the House. They can't even figure out how to do this. Look at this McCarthy and look at this Mike Johnson. Look what they're going to kick him out as well. And okay, it shows a not a unified party. But I want to go back with Trump. Would you have won your first term when you won by 34,000?
Here we
I
go.
read your book. The moment
Here we go.
the day your book came out, I read. I'm probably one of the first people that read your book. Would you have won governorship first time if he doesn't endorse you and put those tweets about you? Would you have won by 34,000?
Well, here's what I mean. The test of that is I won by 34,000 with his endorsement.
Okay.
4 years later, he attacked me 3 days before the election, and I won by 1.5 million votes. So he was at a rally in Pennsylvania. He started launching attacks against me. So not only did he not support me in my reelection,
but the
he
first
was
time,
hostile.
would you have?
That's a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie from Ron DeSantis right there. That is a fucking lie. Hang on just a minute. Hang on. Now, did Trump take some shots at him? Yes, he did. But he says that he didn't support him, and that is a fucking lie. Right here. All right, here we go. So Ron DeSantis is a fucking liar right here. President Trump, this is former President Trump, votes for Governor DeSantis in midterm election right here. So just they actually says it.
You have to vote. No matter who you vote for, you have to vote.
I know.
It's so important. And this is going to be a very important election, I think. Hopefully the right thing will happen.
May vote for Governor DeSantis?
Oh my God, what the fuck is going on with the dog shit?
Yes, I did.
They're right there.
Hopefully the right thing will happen.
May vote for Governor DeSantis?
Yes, I did.
There it is. President Trump. Yes, I did. Ron DeSantis is a liar. A liar. So we will get back to that if my internet will hold up.
Put those tweets about you. Would you have won by 34,000?
Well, here's what I mean. The test of that is I won by 34,000 with his endorsement.
Okay.
4 years later, he attacked me 3 days before the election, and I won by 1.5 million votes. So he was at a rally in Pennsylvania. He started launching attacks against me. So not only did he not support me in my reelection,
but the
he
first
was
time,
hostile.
would you have won the first time?
Look, yes, I would have.
You think you would have?
There's no way you would have won. There's no way you would have even competed. You would have lost to a gay black crackhead.
I would have won because here's the thing. If you look at the voters who opposed me the first time versus the voters who then supported me the next time, the number one reason they flipped from against to for in 4 years was Trump. Trump was a factor in 2018. It didn't matter what I did. They were going to vote against me. That was the reason. They viewed me as that.
Fair.
And it was a blue wave across the country. I mean, remember, Republicans got wiped out across the country. I mean, we got wiped out in the House. We lost a bunch of
There was no
governorships.
red wave is what you're talking about.
There was a blue wave.
There was a blue wave.
It was
yes.
a snapback against Trump. And that's natural for a first year in the midterm. But here's the thing. You get into office and the question is, what do you do with it? And I've done more with it than anybody who's been in a similar situation. The policy success we've had, the leadership in crisis, and then moving the political pendulum in a direction that we've done is just you cannot argue.
I don't know if I
with those
disagree with.
results.
I don't know if I disagree with that. The only thing I think about is a guy helped you. There's a difference between being a mayor. Like I'm sure when you see a mayor, like, dude, you're a mayor, right? There's a difference between being a mayor or Congress or Senate or governor of Florida, California, New York, Texas. These are big states. You're running a country. You're not running a state. If you look at the data,
13th largest economy in the world.
That's right. But the point is that part. What do you say to the audience when they look at you and say, "Okay, Governor, I love your policies. I'm very happy. I'd love, for you to be a president. I think you have a lot of great qualities of being a president. You're a family guy. You're this, you're that. But what do you say to the faction that says, but the guy gave you an opportunity to be a governor. How about show loyalty to that guy? What do you say to those people?
How's it showing loyalty when he attacks me 3 days before my reelection? I had never done anything to him. Even all the Fauci stuff, I kept that private.
That 3 days before, how much prior to that did you and him communicate? Were you guys regularly communicating or not really?
I don't really remember, but I mean, at that point, that was kind of a line in the sand. Like, okay, all right, that's what I mean, like, and I have no problem. Like, politics, it is what it is. But like, we were trying to engineer a red wave around this country, and to not saddle up and be a team player in that situation to do it, that was wrong. Honestly, I mean, we set a record here for what we did. So it either didn't affect or was even helpful in hindsight. But
when he's talking about his attacks, he's saying when Trump called him Ron DeSanctimonious in passing and at a rally, and that picked up some steam. And that was based on the fact that Ron DeSantis would not fully support the fact that he wouldn't be. When they asked him about running for president, he said, "We'll see," instead of saying, well, we're going to take the White House back with Trump. That's why Trump responded with Ron DeSanctimonious, because he knew Ron DeSantis' plan to work with the neocons and the establishment. And that's exactly what he did. Everything that Trump predicted happened. Everything.
But that's just the reality. So you can go and do that to other candidates, and somehow that's not supposed to change anything. The reality is he did that because he cared more about himself than he did about the greater good. The greater good was...
See, and this is where you lose people. Donald Trump is a fucking multi-billionaire who has everything at his disposal, and he decided to run for president and get attacked and have his businesses attacked and have his family attacked, and now he's facing court and indictment, and judges are trying to get him thrown in prison. They're doing everything they can. They're bringing his children into it. So for you to sit there and say that Donald Trump is selfish and he's focused on himself, when clearly that is just not the case, this is where no one buys into your bullshit at all. No one.
Was clearly, I win re-election in Florida, we win super majorities, and we continue to implement the agenda. That's the greater good from a conservative perspective. There's no reason you should have been out there taking pot shots at me or anybody in Florida. And of course, he's trashed Florida repeatedly over the last year. He gets on social media. He said Cuomo did better in New York.
I've heard
than me.
all of that.
And that
it's
was
nonsense.
And that, but that
it doesn't make any sense.
But I wasn't a candidate when he was doing that.
Right.
He was doing that on his own because he was upset that
totally
I did well.
Yeah.
So it's all about him.
Yeah.
So he says Newsom did better. He said Cuomo did better. Now his whole family moved to Florida under my governorship, but put that aside. He has used very left-wing media sources to say crazy things about Florida.
Yeah.
So that's what he's done. So what is that? He's not held accountable for anything. I mean, there's a strain of people that he can go out and say whatever he wants, and somehow that's fine. And then you say anything, then all of a sudden, no, that's not the way it works. You put your big boy pants on, you're held accountable for your conduct. He chose to make those statements, and that's fine, but those are false statements.
If you believe that you would have won 34,000 without those three tweets, or without him endorsing you and him bringing you up, and he's like, look at him, he's feeling your shoulders. I remember that scene where he's like, look at this guy, he's like a strong guy. If you believe you would have won without him, fair. But to the voter that thinks that gave you the tipping point to win, different story. They're like, listen, you got to give this guy a little bit. He's the reason why you won the first time as governor.
Okay, anyways. But here's the thing. Okay, so therefore, then what if you believe that? Therefore, if I don't think he's able to win the 2024 election, I'm supposed to not do what I think is right.
Run. No, you should run.
If I don't think he can drain the swamp, if I don't think he's going to be able to be in a position to do it, the country is more important. Endorsements here or there.
Did you have a conversation before you ran? Did you have a conversation with him saying, hey, President, I'm thinking about running? Did you have any conversation with him?
I have not talked to him since he started attacking me.
No, but let's just say you're having a thought, okay? So, for example, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about starting my own business. Before I started my own insurance company, and I made a run to start my own insurance company, I just got married. I had a meeting with the people I respect, and I said, guys, did you have that kind of...
I wasn't thinking about no, because the reason why is I had a lot of people, really from the end of the 2020 election, I've had people telling me you should run or not.
Oh, have you? Because that's what Trump said. Trump said that. Trump said you are working with the establishment. Holy shit.
But my view was, look, I got more to do here. I had re-election. And then even after the re-election, that was kind of the thing where all these other candidates did poorly.
Yeah.
I showed the Republicans the way to win nationally. And people said, if we can do that, we're going to do very well in 24. However, even with that, I had my head down. I got all the stuff I promised in the campaign. I got done all of that in the legislative session. We were knocking out all kinds of issues that conservatives have been dreaming about for years. So we got that done. So that's just how I think. That was my frame of mind. I said, if there's things happen for a reason, and either they'll happen or they're not. But I wasn't 2 years ago saying I'm going to do, because I had so much in front of me on my plate. I had to show political success, because it's one thing to take these positions. It's one thing to take leadership stands, and you don't do it for politics. And I'm sure it was stupid politically in the short term for me to do some of the stuff I've done. But you do need validation at some point to show that this is a sustainable model, Florida's model. And we showed that, and we were able to do it.
You 100%. So, back then there was always the talk, should he run, should he not run? It's like, no, listen, when's the next time you're going to have a chance for you to have this great of a resume during the most unpredictable season we've had in the last 40 years, 50 years, and you proved yourself and you ran? You should have ran. That's not what I'm saying. My only thing is, was there that conversation to say, you were before me, you helped me with my first governorship, can I have a conversation? This is what I'm thinking. I'd like us to be unified when we go out to the public. That is the only conversation I'm having.
So if you like this clip and
So, of course, that conversation didn't happen. But I'm glad that Ron DeSantis admitted that, yes, there were neocons and rhinos behind the scenes telling him that they think he should run. I'm so glad that he said that. That was fantastic. So thank you, Ron DeSantis, for admitting what all of us already knew. That was fantastic. I love it. So good stuff right there. I thought Patrick Bet-David did a pretty good job. I saw a lot of people accusing him of softball questions and all that. I don't really think that was the case at all. I think it was a really good conversation overall. And I appreciated it. Alan Tanasi for $9.99. Matthew Perry passed away. A lot of people are saying that it was due to the poke. I just want to say I never got it, and I haven't been sick since 2019, aside from catching chlamydia twice scanning in. Thank you, Alan Tanasi. Yeah, I mean, I'm look, man, it seems like every time somebody dies, there's speculation on what it is, or like if that it was this. I mean, at the end of the day, Matthew Perry, I was a huge fan of that show, Friends, and I thought he did a great job on it. It's all fair, man. I mean, he put a tweet out basically talking about, could I be more vaccinated? You put it out there, man. People are going to speculate, and that's just how it is. Patton 360 Games says Trump is so far ahead of the Republican backstabbers running for second place that he doesn't even have to show up to the debates. I wonder how many of them will support Trump after the primaries. It will be interesting for sure. I will, again, so just so we're clear, what's today, Monday? So a week from this Wednesday, it will not be a CobraCast that night, but I will be live from Miami on my phone, because I'll be at the Trump rally that is going to be taking place 20 minutes from the Republican debate. Trump is doing a rally in Miami. I'm going to be there, and it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. Age of Empire 2 Freak for 10 says, haha, this reminds me of the quote, like a badly injured bird falling out of the sky Trump description of the DeSantis campaign. Absolutely. Jeremy's above average rooster. I can't stand a liar. I was living in Tampa in 2018, and Ron was losing big time to an open communist who promised to bring state income tax with him until that sexy orange New York man endorsed him. Yeah, he was irrelevant. No one knew anything about him. No one. And it's just a complete and total lie and fabrication for him to say that he was going to win without Trump's endorsement. That's just not true. And everybody knows it. Mr. Jandra says, hail. Autism Crocs says prime time. Let's see. Autumn Crocs on the clock. What up, man? Fantastic, Mr. Knox for 5. Don't mess with a person like Gina Carano who has nothing to lose. Glad she spoke out. We support Carano. Hail and scan in 199. Thank you, fantastic, Mr. Knox. 50 Shades of Grayson. Thank you for reading it with some gusto, Germ 199. You got it, brother. Thank you. DM says good riddance to Judas Pence. For me, it's Trump or no one. Agreed completely. Gerald Armstrong, DeSantis is 5'11 in heels. Joe Cool, can we meme Dork Santis? Yes, we can. Absolutely. Daniel Heron says Trump is Chris Evans' shirtless body double. He really is. For what I understand, when Chris Evans was actually trying to get in shape for Captain America, the very first Captain America movie, he actually did. This is why Chris Evans had to play the anti-Trump role, or the whole oh, I don't like Trump in social media, because in reality, Chris Evans actually had to talk to Trump, and he's like, hey, President, I need, Mr. President, I need to, I don't know if Trump was president at that point in time, but either way, he was Donald J. Trump. And Chris Evans was like, hey, I need you to show me how to have a perfect physique for the role of Captain America. And, Trump actually obliged, which is a really nice thing for Trump to do. He didn't have to do that. And legend says that one scene in Captain America, when they show him with his shirt off, like that first scene, that was actually Trump's body that they had to CGI Chris Evans' head on, because Chris Evans wasn't quite in shape yet, but eventually he got there. And so I'm proud of Chris Evans for getting there. But Trump is an athlete. Eric CB912. Forget the general election. It has not been, if it had not been for Trump, he would have lost the primary to Adam Putnam. That is true, actually. So Adam Putnam was leading in the primary. So DeSantis wouldn't even have made it to the general election for the governorship without Trump. That's true. Ron Guy says he 100% knew about those boot memes. East Coast Toasted Boy, though DeSantis reversed course and corrected himself, he should still acknowledge that he made those mistakes to begin with. Leadership trait. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alan Tanassi says, my friend who is proper Italian from New York says she finds it utterly disrespectful what we say about DeSantis to meatballs. Oh, good shit. Good shit. We got a Minty for 20. My wife is a huge Friends fan and was devastated by Matthew Perry's death. A close friend of mine works executive protection and said Perry was always very nice and would recognize him around LA and said hi every time. Yeah, I mean, I think the show's great. I do think that Matthew Perry actually did. It was a very big part of that show, and so at the end of the day, that all happened in a time when we didn't know any other politics, and a much better time when we didn't know Hollywood actors' opinions on literally anything. Meme TV. For 50, the first 50 of the night. Says scanning in. Hail to the 199. Not going to be able to make the Miami rally this time, but many of the Dilly memers will be there. We'll definitely make the next one in Florida. Enjoy, Jeremy. Should be fun. Hey, man, let any of them know to hit me up. I would love to meet any of the Dilly meme team memers. They do fantastic work. So I hate that you're not going to be there, Meme TV, but it will be fun, and I am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a hell of a time. Going to be a lot of energy out there, and we're going to have a blast. It's really going to be a honor to see President Trump. I've been to a couple of Trump rallies, and there really isn't anything like it. And I think the enthusiasm for this one is going to be next level, especially considering the timing and the location and everything like that. So it should be pretty damn awesome. I cannot wait. So Dilly Meme Team is awesome. They are. So let's see here. Where are we at? Alan Tanassi for 20 says, I heard Trump and Mike Tyson both trained. Let's see. I don't know how to say that, to beat Tyson Fury recently, because I don't watch MMA. Fight was stolen, though. I didn't even keep up with it. With the most race. So the Tyson Fury lost that one. I think I got the notification on it. I need to follow MMA more, mainly because Dana White. And I know there's a lot of controversy around the Bud Light situation and all of that. And I totally understand. I mean, the more I look into it, the more disappointing it is. And thank you, Alan Tanassi. The more disappointing it is that Dana White basically said that there's shared values with the MMA and with Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. That is a mistake. That is a huge mistake. And I really it's bad. But the thing I love about Dana White is that he doesn't give a fuck. All right. Is that boxing, Tyson Fury? Oh, fuck, my bad. I'm all confused. I don't keep up with boxing or MMA. So my bad. The last time I kept up with boxing was when Roy Jones Jr. was at his peak. Shout out to the Pensacola native Roy Jones Jr., who was the best he was the best super middleweight in the world, but he was honestly the best fighter in the world at that point in time. But boxing is too disorganized for me. I don't keep up with it. The reason that people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul are fighting with Floyd Mayweather is because boxing is a joke and no one really gives a shit about boxing at all. Boxing's been a joke for a long time. It's almost like professional wrestling. I don't know professional wrestling anymore. Someone mentioned the overseas pay-per-view. I can't even remember the name of it right now, and I didn't know what the hell it was. What is it? The overseas pay-per-view now? What is it? Somebody will mention it in the chat, and I didn't even know what it was. And I used to fucking love professional wrestling, and I can still watch old school wrestling stuff on YouTube all day long. I know nothing about it. I don't know who the champion is right now in WWE. Crown Jewel. Yes, Crown Jewel. I didn't even know that's what that was. Back in my day, it was the keys were the Royal Rumble. It was all about, and first of all, too many pay-per-view events is a massive problem with wrestling, in my opinion. Back in my day, it was the Royal Rumble. It was WrestleMania. It was Survivor Series, SummerSlam. And then they started bringing the In Your House pay-per-views into it. And now it's like every month they have a pay-per-view. They're not special anymore, but they're making a lot of money off of them. Roman Reigns is still the fucking champion. Oh my God. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. Is he good now? Like, is he actually good at what he does? Like, I really don't like Roman Reigns. I'm so disconnected on everything, man. Like back in the day, I was really plugged into boxing. I was obviously plugged into wrestling. Now I'm still into football, college and pro. I used to be obsessed with NASCAR. I don't know any of the new NASCAR drivers anymore. The only one I keep up with is Kyle Busch. Roman is good now character-wise. Really? All right. That's hard to believe. He must have evolved because I did not like Roman several years ago. But he's a heel now. Okay. All right. Yeah, NASCAR, when they embraced Bubba fucking Smollett, I mean, they were already in bad shape, but Bubba Wallace basically comes into NASCAR, calls all the fans racist and sexist, and they got rid of all the Confederate flags at NASCAR races because Bubba Smollett wanted them to, and then Bubba Smollett did the fake hate crime. Like, it's just a disaster, dude. It really is. Linko Kenobi 450 says, hey, Jeremy, what's up? I noticed in my email that I got canceled for the G&G play. Don't know why, but I became a member again. It's weird that happened. Anyways, looking forward to tonight's party animals. I'm creating a room for anyone who wants to play. Crystal will probably update everybody on it, but let's just say that we were working on so we haven't really worked on the perks on that channel in a while. We were trying to work on the perks. There was like a ridiculous, like $25 tier 3 perk. We accidentally deleted the perks, so we had to start over. So that's why there was no issue. It was just simple error on our end. But now we have to, like, now we just, the memberships are still there in terms of, like, we still have memberships, but everybody's probably going to have to re-up as a member. You should have all gotten a refund. But it's just because we just started streaming again on G&G Play for the first time in forever. And we had a bunch of perks we were trying to clean up and get the new emojis installed. So that's all it was. We're just got to get approval again. It should be approved hopefully by tonight, if not to tomorrow. So that's all it was. So everybody that got one, you probably lost it because the perk got deleted. We've reinstalled it. Everything should be good very soon. But we had like a stupid like $25 perk on there. And I was like, we don't need a $25 perk. We just need to have the $5 perk and the dollar, whatever. And so that's all it was. But yeah, I don't know why we had a $25 perk. It was kind of crazy, but it will be situated. Krista will be streaming her perspective tonight. I don't know if memberships will be approved by then, but they should be approved by tomorrow. And every single day, Monday through Friday on Geeks and Gamers Play, you're going to see a gaming stream from the team. So it's going to be awesome. Sean over on Rumble says, one of my pet peeves is the constant referral that Trump cost 2020. No, Mitch did not fund MAGA candidates as Carrie Lake. Yeah, so thank you, Sean. That's a $10 Rumble rant. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, in terms of, yes, Gary will be there tonight for animal party animals. Gary will be there. Yeah, I mean, well, Mitch McConnell is actively works against MAGA candidates and Trump. And I mean, Mitch McConnell might as well just be a damn Democrat at this point in time. That's how sad it is. Let's see. DeSantis will be dropping out pretty soon. I mean, he can't last much longer. It's kind of like there's no point in him continuing on. It's not gonna. He's just costing everybody money at this point in time. You know what I mean? Brockatron says, I had a 215.36 kill game on Titanfall 2 and it glitched. So the entire game I had no sound. I wish I had sound since I streamed it. Titanfall 2 tonight? Probably not tonight. Because we're going to do in Party Animals tonight. So, but it will be Wednesday for sure. Wednesday, Titanfall 2 for sure. 36 kills. That's a lot. 215 points. Rarefied error right there. Ryan Guy says, thought I'd cash my check today, but I looked at my bank account and it was 199. Thank you so much, Ryan Guy. Lean back, have a snack, take a nap. God, I'm 35 minutes late and Panderstone. Hail chat. Hail right back at you, brother. Brian Madonna for 199. Thank you. DM says Ron didn't protect his citizens like Trump. He lied. Fantastic Mr. Knox. Goodness, Ron is also soft. Embarrassing. DM says Ron plus his team won't be interviewed by Laura Loomer. No, they won't go near Laura Loomer. Won't go near her. Eric CB912 says Trump always knew that Ron was running. The only reason he waited until May was because he was waiting to sign the bill to end Florida's resign to run law. AG Biochemist says Rob trying to gaslight and not acknowledge that his PR team was tracking Trump first. Also, Rob has everything he's done overturned in courts. Cole Howler says, I wish I had a Trump here in Canada. Our conservatives are basically blue Democrats. I worked for them and a huge disconnect from true conservatives. Yeah, I mean, Trump was good for the entire world, man. And and we're seeing those effects right now. Trump was good for the entire world. And that's why they hate him. Patton 360 Game says one of my favorite stories about Trump is when he stopped a mugging in 1991 in New York. That's our boy Trump. Haywood Jablome says, I stopped watching wrestling after the Benoit tragedy. Yeah, that was awful. I mean, I watched wrestling up to about 2013, and then I just really don't know anything about it. And again, that's where I am with boxing. I probably know more about MMA than boxing, to be fair, and I don't know much about MMA. You know, like I know who Sean Strickland is. I know how a lot of these guys are because they're really outspoken about what's going on in today's culture. But like boxing is just like, I remember people complaining about boxing, like about Jake Paul and Logan Paul and all that. And they're like, they're making a mockery of boxing. I'm like, no, they're not. Boxing's made a mockery of boxing. Like boxing has no structure. There's no organization to it. There's no like theme to it in terms of like, you don't know who's who. You don't know who's fighting where. Boxing did this to itself. It's an elitist kind of mentality. Like everything's going to be on pay-per-view. You can't just, there's no specific place to go watch it. Like boxing did it to itself. It's only boxing's fault. It's nobody else's fault. So when you have guys like Logan Paul and Jake Paul that can come in and hijack it, they're going to take their entertaining personalities. And look, I mean, people were interested in that Logan Paul fight with Dylan Dennis, which turned out to be kind of a joke of a fight, but the theatrics that led into it were fantastic, and it made people interested, and they sold a lot of tickets, and that's what it's all about right there. Alan Tanessa says boxing is a huge joke. Yes. Cole Hauser's, there were 2 Trump mentions in Friends, and it was great. Unlike today, it would have been negative. The Attitude Era was amazing. Yes, the Attitude Era was the best. LMG Mountain said instead of DeSantis being the next talking head, he's going to be the Golden Bachelor based off his comedy of interviews. Oh, man. Lean back, have a stack, take a nap, gifting 5 D-Day Cobra memberships. Let's go. That's what's up right there, man. Doing good on memberships tonight. Again, smash the melee button if you are new or if you just tuned in. All right, we got a serious problem here in this country, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we have to address it. We have to address it. Okay. I am very concerned about racism. Racism needs to stop. Racism needs to stop. And I'm the only person that's willing to say that. And I deserve all the credit. I deserve all the money. I deserve all the money because I'm the only person saying racism bad. And I want people to acknowledge that I'm the only person saying that. I'm the only one brave enough to say this, that racism bad. I need all the money because racism bad. And I think we need to call out racism right here. Here we go.
You off of it, so nobody would think about what it really originated from. It was really a mockery towards black slaves and them making fun of what they did to their people when someone was hung, killed, or sold off to a different plantation. So that was their way of being funny. Did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry about that person's death? Did you have a good cry about your daughter being taken away from you and sold off somewhere else? Did you have a good cry of your brother being hung yesterday? That was their way of being funny. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning is now racist, everyone. Good morning is now racist. And we have to end all racism. Good morning is now racist. Holy crap. One more time. Let's just understand what's going on here.
You off of it, so nobody would think about what it really originated from. It was really a mockery towards black slaves and them making fun of what they did to their people when someone was hung, killed, or sold off to a different plantation. So that was their way of being funny. Did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry about that person's death? Did you have a good cry about your daughter being taken away from you and sold off somewhere else? Did you have a good cry of your brother being hung yesterday? That was their way of being funny. Good morning.
I'm going to start CobraCast off with a good morning now. Good morning, 199 Snake Pit. My name is Jeremy D-Day Cobra, and I come to you very happy to see all of you in this wonderful morning, something like that. We can figure that out. So we'll just start out with a good morning. Every single stream, it's a good morning, geeks and gamers, or something like that. We'll figure it out. Good Lord, man. What a clown world we live in. But I do have, let me see, hang on. Let me see if I can find it. I gotta find it. I think we can find it. Hang on. You're going to love this one. Okay. I promise you're going to love this one. So, this is to make up for what I just showed you, unfortunately. Okay. So do you guys all remember the lesbian cop, the British lesbian cop? Remember this one?
What you doing? You know, muppet.
All right, so we have a great we have a great Halloween costume. All right, and here's the Halloween costume.
Oh, Jesus Christ, she's coming. Ah!
Take a breath, take a breath.
Oh, Jesus Christ, she's coming. Ah!
All right, that's fantastic. That's a big win right there. That's a big win. Oh man, I love it. I freaking love it. That's fantastic. No, it's not Frost. It's yeah, this lesbian cop. There's a lot of lore to that one. A lot of lore. Now we got this one. So right here, I don't know if I can play this, to be honest. I don't know if I can play this. This guy right here, I may have to be careful with it. So this kid has these prank videos where he goes up and hits people, and he was shocked at the social media outrage because I guess everybody's racist for judging him for going up and assaulting people in public for views and clicks.
19-year-old Alfred Lewis spoke with me about how he feels about it now.
You know, I just made a mistake, and everybody makes mistakes.
So I can't actually show it. So that he runs up behind people and punches them, okay? He runs up behind and punches them, all right? But I can't show any more of that. But the whole thing was they were making a big deal about black teen who punched strangers in park is upset about the reaction online. Because racism, clearly, ladies and gentlemen, it's clearly just racism. Now, there's something. Let me just stop sharing my screen for just a second. I want to show you something else. So, yeah, I can't. Like, it basically, he says that there's video. He's like, these guys, we shook hands afterwards and everything was okay. But the news organization that was covering it says they found no evidence to support that there was anyone that was supportive of that. That's why these guys, I think their faces are blurred out of this because he didn't have consent to put their faces in the video. And so again, it's this victim mentality that we continue to see across the board. It's this victim mentality. You're out there violently hitting people as a joke so you can go viral on social media. And then you're going to play the fake victim when you get a lot of backlash online. It's the same song and dance every single time. Every single time. People are sick and tired of it. Yeah, he's going to punch the wrong dude. That is 100% fact. He certainly will. He certainly will. All right, we got Hayden Wayne for 20 says, oh, so she's retarded. Got it. Talking about the good morning chick. Yes, good morning is going to be certainly our turn or our term here. All right, so everybody, we're going to get a good morning emoji. It's going to be great. Can't wait. Alan Tanassi for 20. The gag order on Trump is dumb, but I'm one to talk. I would always give a gag order to my ex-girlfriend all the time. And Alan Tanassi says, what do lesbians get late at night? A deep fake. Alan Tanassi is on it right now. Alan Tanassi is on it right now. We need to talk about this situation that's going on in Colorado right now. They are currently trying to get Trump off the ballot in Colorado. I don't think that they're going to be successful, but let's listen to this news clip from Reuters real quick, kind of explaining everything that's going on. But they do want Trump off the ballot. I don't know if they're going to be successful, but here we go.
A long shot bid to disqualify former President Donald Trump from appearing on Colorado's 2024 ballots began in a Denver courtroom on Monday. The case will test a rarely used Civil War era provision of the U.S. Constitution that bars people who have engaged in insurrection or rebellion from holding federal office. Plaintiff's attorney Scott Olson argued Trump assembled a violent mob at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021 that tried to prevent the constitutional transfer of power.
And we are here because Trump claims, after all that, he has the right to be president again. But our Constitution, our shared charter of our nation, says he cannot do so. And Colorado law says this court must ensure that only eligible candidates appear on our ballots.
Trump faces similar lawsuits brought by advocacy groups in Michigan and Minnesota, but the Colorado case is the first to go to trial. Trump is the leading Republican candidate for president in 2024 and has denied wrongdoing during the attack on the Capitol by a mob of his supporters who wanted to prevent Congress from certifying Democrat Joe Biden's November 2020 presidential election win. A lawyer for Trump, Scott Gessler, denied that Trump incited supporters to violence and said it would set a dangerous precedent to disqualify him.
And frankly, they're asking this court to be the first in the country ever to embrace a number of legal theories that have never been accepted by a court, state or federal.
Many legal experts call the strategy a long shot. Even if the plaintiffs prevail, the final say would likely rest with a U.S. Supreme Court dominated by a 6-3 conservative majority that includes 3 Trump appointees. The trial before a Denver judge is expected to last 1 week.
So, yes, I saw Hayden pointed out, but the theatrics right here where he pulls it out, like, listen, this is so pathetic.
Colorado law says this court must ensure that only eligible candidates appear on our ballots.
Trump faces similar
lawsuits. Oh, right here.
He has the right to be president again. But our Constitution, our shared charter.
Stop with the theatrics, bro. It's so cringe. So I do think that if it really does lie ultimately with the Supreme Court, that makes me feel a lot better about it. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee, but I don't think there's any way that this actually happens. But at the same time, look where we're at, dude. Look where we're at. But what I do know is that the more that they try to do this stuff, the more support Trump gains. You have made Donald Trump more popular than he has ever been. You have made Trump more popular than he has ever been because of everything that you're doing right now. And all of this stuff is just going to skyrocket his numbers and his support even more. So continue to do it. That's what I say. Continue to do it. Have fun with it. The people are not going to stand for this. They're going to call this out. They're going to see this for what it is. And I'm completely okay with that. Y'all just keep trying and keep making it worse. And yes, I see there's a report out there that the judge involved in this case actually donated to a Never Trump campaign or a Stop Trump campaign or something like that. I haven't looked into that yet, but I heard those reports were out there. So we will check that out. We got to talk about the GOAT, Gina freaking Carano. Gina Carano has absolutely destroyed someone. Gina Carano went off on Twitter. Now, I've made a few videos on this, but man, did she ever go the hell off? And this is all because of a cringy male feminist Disney Star Wars fan. This is a person that is constantly trying to tell you how much they respect women. This is a person that the person she's responding to is someone that went after female members of the G&G team over the years, simply for existing, because they tried to paint G&G as a misogynistic, brand and all of this. And then there was all these women that were part of it. So they would start going after some of the women that were attached to G&G. Basically got this weirdo to apologize to a couple of the girls. And then like 2 weeks later started it again. And this guy's been screaming about this stuff for years, screaming about this shit for years. And I'm not going to read the whole thing here because I'm sure a lot of you have already heard this. But the thing that's crucial at this bottom right here is I love this part right here. And she says, one thing is true. Good leadership. Or hang on. Where's it at? Yes. Good leadership makes for a better world, leading to a healthier and happier people and better opportunity. Look around. We are watching the devastating effects of what bad leadership can do worldwide. And that is really the bigger point here, is that she's basically saying, like, Disney Star Wars is fucked, and we all know that. But it's fucked because of bad leadership. And this is something I've been saying from the beginning. It's all about leadership, 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 leadership. If you have good leadership, if you have that focus, then everything else will take care of itself. We had leadership with Trump. We had strong, powerful alpha male leadership when Trump was in office, and now we don't. And now that we don't have that type of leadership, now the world is burning. World War III is upon us. Gas prices are astronomically high. Nobody around the world respects us anymore. How many times have we talked about this? It all comes back to leadership. Elections have consequences. And right now, you and I think about where our lives would be if Trump was president today. Think about how much better our lives would be right here, right now, if Donald Trump was president. Think about how much better shape the United States of America would be if Trump was president. And I think that's the best thing right there is that part where she said that, because that's perfectly said. That's perfectly said. It all goes back to leadership. Leadership, leadership, leadership. It matters. It matters in every aspect of life. But it certainly matters at the very top of the food chain. And we don't even have bad leadership right now. We have no leadership. We have zero leadership right now in this country. We don't have any. That's the scariest part of all of it. It's not that we have bad leadership. We have no leadership. Joe Biden's not a leader. Kamala Harris is one of the stupidest people on the planet. Like Kamala Harris, I didn't say she's one of the dumbest people in politics. Kamala Harris is one of the dumbest people on the planet. Period. Kamala Harris is really stupid. I'm saying this very slowly so that anyone out there that thinks Kamala Harris is smart, I'm telling you, she's a very, very, very dumb person. Saying it slow for the Kamala supporters out there, okay? Very, very dumb. All right? But yeah, she's pathetic. She is pathetic. So yeah, but big shout out to Gina Carano for this, because again, this was amazing. And this really did set the internet on fire. It set the internet on fire big time, big time. Something else that set the internet on fire is this right here. There's a movie that just came out. It's called Five Nights at Freddy's. Critics hate it. Do you know why critics hate it? That's why right there. They hate it because the Five Nights at Freddy's creator won't apologize for his Trump support. You damn right. And you never do apologize for it. So Five Nights at Freddy's creator was essentially canceled for being a Trump supporter. He did not back down. He did not apologize. And because of that, he basically was forced into retirement. I don't know exactly all the details of it, but he was still involved with the movie, and he's still listed as a producer of the movie. I don't know his creative involvement, but I would imagine he had to have a good amount of creative involvement in it, considering how much the fans are appreciating all of the nuggets that are tied to the game, considering, hey, you do love this game. But yeah, yes, Five Nights at Freddy's is out. You can actually watch it on Peacock right now. It's in theaters. I would recommend going to see it in theaters if you're wanting to go see it. But yeah, man. So that is absolutely fantastic. I love that and I remember when this happened. I think I covered this on Geeks and Gamers when it happened a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's really awesome. Never apologize to the woke freaks out there. Never apologize to them. And I thought this was a pretty cool story I wanted to highlight for everybody, just so you knew that was going on, because that is something that has been out there for a few years now. And now that this this movie is so successful, it's really good stuff. All right. To see someone that's based as hell being successful. All right. I know you guys want to look at the Gavin Newsom situation. Listen, I don't know why Gavin Newsom is tackling Chinese children. I don't know why he's doing that. I think it's very dangerous. I think that Gavin Newsom should not do things like this, but we're going to watch Gavin Newsom attacking a child. So right here, here's Gavin Newsom attacking a child. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit.
I got you.
Dude, this is so embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. But just wait, because wait for me to show you. Wait for me to show you. There's something else to this. Obvious charge, yes. Obvious charge. Kid had his feet placed. Obvious charge right here. So that kid is set. He's set. He's set, baby. But the best part is right here. This is the best part right here. The right to bear me. Oh, no. This is fantastic right here. This is the best fucking right to bear memes, ladies and gentlemen. That is a 10 out of 10 meme right there. That is a 10 out of 10 meme. That is one of the greatest memes ever. Oh, no. It's so good. I love, dude, MAGA memers undefeated. MAGA memers cannot be defeated. They are the GOATs. Hide your kids, hide your wife. That's right. Oh, my goodness. But yeah, so the whole Gavin Newsom thing and him. Why is he over there again? Don't you have a state to run? Don't you have a state to run? Oh, that's right, because you're going to be the 2024 presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. That's right. I'm fairly certain that that's going to happen. And I don't want it to happen. I would much rather Joe Biden run. So I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I don't want Gavin Newsom to be the nominee. I'm terrified of Gavin Newsom as the nominee. I want it to be Joe Biden. That's what I want. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm praying for Joe Biden to be the nominee. But I feel like that they are positioning Gavin Newsom to be the 2024 nominee. And so that is a very, very, very scary situation. HHH Custom Knives over on Rumble for 50. Whoa! Says good morning 199. That is absolutely right. Good morning to the 199. And I appreciate you on that $50 Rumble rant. Holy crap. Jeez. We got a great crowd over on Rumble tonight. I appreciate you guys being here over there on Rumble. Shout out. Viper Chief says Gavin knows exactly what he's doing in that video, Jeremy. I mean, Gavin Newsom he's a slick, sly, manipulative piece of shit, dude. He really is. And that's what scares me about him. That's what scares me so much about him, as I'm worried about that. I'm very worried about that. So again, I hope it's Joe Biden. I don't want it to be Gavin Newsom. I don't want Gavin Newsom anywhere near that nomination at all, but we will see. We are closing in on 1,000 likes. Thank you very much, everybody. We are one day before Halloween. And again, we do have the Party Animals stream that is happening a little bit later tonight over on the main Geeks and Gamers channel. So I hope you guys are ready for that one. We got to get Gary all set up. I have no idea how that's going to go. I mean, do you guys know how this is going to be weird? Gary is playing a video game with us. Do you know like how weird this is all going to be? I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out. I have no idea. I mean, It's going to be a train wreck. But that game is always kind of a train wreck anyway. So I'm I don't know, man. I don't know. It will be a wild one. That's all I can say. And we're also going to have Melanie Mack. We're going to have Ryan. Dude, there's a lot of people tonight. There's a lot of people on tonight. So going to have a full house. I don't know what exactly is going to happen, but I know it's going to be fun. Krista, I believe, is going to be hosting her perspective on Geeks and Gamers Play. So keep your eyes out for that. Nerdrotic Pro Gamer confirmed. Yep, Nerdrotic. So Jeremy, you should have Gary on Fork Knife. One day. Crystal D says, yes, he's as bad as games as I am. He's blind as I am. Yes, he is. He is very, very bad. And I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I guess we'll see how it all plays out. I've actually got to set the link up right now. So I know Eric K, you'll be happy that the link is up so you can start sharing in the chat, because you know how much Eric K loves to share those links out. He loves it. He's always yelling at me to get like the Rumble link and all of that. Let me change the thumbnail to this. Okay. What time are we setting it for? We're going to set it for, I believe, 10:30 is what time we're setting it for. Give me just a second here. 10:30 public, and boom, there it is. The link is up. So Eric K Top Mod says Mean TV. Yeah, like I said, we're blessed to have an amazing group of mods here. And let's see, let me get that gone. And between Cam Man and Eric K, like there's just nothing. We have nothing to worry about here. They just handle it all. But at the same time, you don't really have to mod my channel that much or the G&G channel. We don't have a lot of rules here. It's basically like don't spam, and that's about it, really. You know what I mean? You told Ryan 10 this morning. Well, it's gonna be 10:30. He'll deal with it. Lacey says your mods rule, Jeremy. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. We do have the best ones. Let's see. Dragzilla says best rules. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I wish I could be even more laid back on it, but there's certain things, on these platforms you got to do. So Sandro Franca says, is Az going to be part of the chaos today? I think he would gladly beat up Gary. He even suggested a tournament between everyone in the first stream. Not tonight. I mean, there's only 8 spots available in the match. So, I mean, with Melanie, Ryan, and Gary joining, we're definitely going to be, there's people that aren't gonna be able to play. So I don't know. And I think Ripa was busy tonight anyway. I think he's got some Ripaverse stuff going on. And so I don't think Ripa's going to be there. But Nagranal says Ron is 9'11, is 9'11 a disaster. Like 9'11. Hayden Wayne for 10 says Trump's lawyer should have looked at the prosecutor during the opening statements and just said, this is dumb and you're a little weirdo. It would have been great. Probably wouldn't have helped. Haas von Butter Dutch gifted a D-Day Cobra membership. Let's see. LMG Mounted says he has a state attorney suing him. LOL. Granted, she isn't the greatest either, but she should focus more on his state at this point. LOL. Johnny Lightfoot says, oh, look, I have a member message. Meatball Ron is such a projector. It's starting to become unfunny. Hashtag Trump 2024. Hashtag DeSantis pushed the mandates. Alan Tanasi gifting a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Richard Winter becomes a new member of the Snake Pit. Thank you. Gonzo Sean says, Gina going nuclear on Kathleen Kennedy has been my highlight of the year. Also, second month in the Snake Pit. Let's go. Welcome in. Glad you guys are enjoying it. Lapco92 gifted 5 D-Day Cobra memberships. Zalisha says DeSantis has all the hallmarks of being a politically groomed to be the guy. Just look into his past. Razor Fist made a great video on it. I'll have to check that out. Shout out to Razor Fist. Let's see. Pin message there. Gunko Max says, good morning, chick. Looks like a black sideshow Bob. Emmanuel gifting a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Heisman says, Jeremy, did you hear about at MCU fan falling in love with Krista? And hail to Gina Carano, wanted scorched earth, going scorched earth on Disney, and the bitch Kathleen Kennedy. Hail the 199. Yeah, is MCU fan here tonight? Where's MCU fan at? I haven't even seen him. Sean. Oh, this is a two-parter. Sean over on Rumble. This is a part 2, 2020 and the midterms, 2022. We're intentionally not funding MAGA. The rhinos wanted Trump to lose. I agree. Yeah, I mean, Mitch McConnell actively works against Trump and the Republicans, or at least the conservatives, however you want to view it. But yeah, Mitch McConnell is a detriment to the Republican Party. No doubt about that. We agree 1,000% on that. We agree 1,000% on that. Let's see. Forbidden Ruin is it Forbidden Ruin? Yeah, you cut off the F on that one, but Forbidden Ruin says, let Gavin Newsom run in 2024. He can't beat Trump. He might ensure all the D strongholds, but those were written off a long time ago. I worry that Gavin Newsom can win. And I worry because of the manipulative nature of him and the perception that they can put around it. Like I said, if all things are fair, nobody can beat Trump. And that's what the Democrats know. Like, if all things are fair, nobody can beat Trump. You just can't do it. It's not happening. Unfortunately, all things are not fair right now, and that's the scary side of this entire thing. All things are not fair. But I guess we'll see how it all plays out. But I want Biden to be the nominee. We're not going to get a legitimate debate. I don't think Biden will debate Trump. I think he will be too scared of it. And I think that ultimately, like, this war is going, and again, I said this months and months ago. I don't remember specifically when. It was back when me and Suresh and Ryan were doing the podcast, the political podcast. I said point blank that war would be their COVID. That is what they're going to focus in on. That's going to be their distraction for 2024 is war. And unfortunately, I was right. And trust me, I didn't want to be right. I don't want to be facing war. Now, I don't think I predicted World War III. I didn't predict that. I thought they were going to focus on Ukraine and Russia. Well, no, not now. Not now. Let's see. Let me see. Sound is good. Okay. Cool. And let me see. Where are we at? Looking right here. Caught up there. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So right now, I want to put a poll in the chat. Do you think Newsom is going to run? Do you think Newsom will be the will run? I'll just put will run to shorten it up. This is a lot to type there. Do you think Newsom will run in 2024? In 2024. There we go. Do you think Newsom will run in 2024? Bam. There we go. So let's see what the chat thinks. I think it's going to be 50-50, I think. Actually, no, it's higher than that. Holy crap. Damn, 80% so far. Alan Tenassi dropped a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, brother. Right now we're at 75%, which is terrifying to me. Terrifying. So most of you think that he is going to run, which is what I've been worried about the whole time. And again, if I was ever wrong about something, it would be this. If I was ever wrong, it would be this right here. No doubt about it. So right now, 75% seems to think that he is going to run. And there we go. Steve Marvin says, Barnes says Newsom can't win. I trust Barnes. I hope so. Dragzilla. Oh, I missed one. Okay, let's see. Where's the one from Dragzilla? Oh, here we go. Did you hear about Mike Pence dropping out? Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is what I heard that he dropped out, but I'm curious what he dropped out of. Because I don't think he was like, I don't remember him actually being relevant enough for even to be acknowledged as running for president. Not at all. I don't remember that one at all. So I heard he dropped out. I just don't know what he dropped out of. Because it didn't seem like he was ever relevant enough to be even acknowledged. So let's see. Mighty Snipes says, did you see that the Thunderbirds flew over Disney this morning? I put a couple of videos on Park Hoppin' Discord channel for anyone interested. I did not see that, but I will check that out. All right, we got Haywood Jablome says, most of today's wrestlers and fans would never survive old school ECW crowds, considering how they got easily offended by a sign against Nyla Rose. Oh yeah, ECW was, bro, that was Rough Riders right there, man. The ECW stuff was insane. And it was so kind of like, because I didn't have ECW, the channel that covered ECW, I didn't have it locally. So whenever I would occasionally get a chance to see ECW, it was like, whoa, this is incredible. I loved watching ECW back in the day. Coley says, racism in gaming, always. Fantastic Mr. Knox says, Shane Van Gissenbergen won't crash a car like Bubba Wallace or that chick Danica, the first female driver would. Danica Patrick. And the blind lawyer explains, says, IRS just got taxed. Money from IRS budget sent. Noted. Steel leg of history. Damn, Jeremy. I'm a bad man. Good night. Oops, I messed up. Don't worry, brother. It's all good. Coalee says, good morning. Cole Hauser says, top of the morning to you. Howdy, y'all. Alan Fox says, well, it's good morning somewhere, Jeremy. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Let's see. Morning versus morning. That person is a dummy. Patton 360 Games says, if they truly believe he can't win, then why are they trying to remove his name from the ballot? Pure desperation. 1000%. John Jones says, as if deep blue Colorado will even vote for Trump anyway. Well, what it is, though, it's trying to set the precedent. It's trying to set the precedent. If they can get it established there, it opens up the opportunity for other places. That's what it comes down to. And all they need to do it on is a few states, and they can and they will crush his chances to win. So that's what the point of it is to establish the precedent. Nice. East Coast Toasted Boy says, no, Kamala Toe is the dumbest person on the planet. Kamala Toe. Mr. Jandra says 5 nights in Freddy's. Let's see here. Can't. Tomani says that video makes it official. Gavin Newsom is a map. Let's see here. And Yay Herb says free Palestine. Johnny the WizKids says, do you remember the awesome Mario Kart Halloween stream 2 years ago? The intro theme was amazing and had a blast playing with y'all that day. Hell yeah, man. That was awesome. Let me see. Lord Botha says, I was a DeSantis guy at the start, but I'm also a realist. It's time to accept reality. It's time for solidarity. It's time to unite behind Trump. That's all it takes, bro. That's all it takes. That is all it takes. You know, like you can have whatever opinion you want. You can think whatever you want, and it's totally fine. But at the end of the day, Trump will be the nominee. That is just a fact. Trump will be the nominee. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier gifting a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Alan Tanasi says, messed up the other one. My young cousin asked me what artificial intelligence was. I told him that kids that go to college. Scanning out. You're scanning out, Alan? And Alan's been on fire tonight. So thank you, Alan. Hope you have a good night, buddy. I appreciate it. Don't forget, Party Animals over on the main channel here as soon as this ends, pretty much. Well, there'll be a little gap. Hayden Wayne says, I think Newsom is the only competition against Trump with the manipulation and the masses who don't pay attention. They could snag it. Trudeau won because women thought he was attractive. Yes. Yes, sadly. Tensote for $4.99 says, we just put SeaWorld, Hollow Scream, Texas in the bag for the season. This season's been nuts as a scare actor, but a whole lot of fun. Yeah, we went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios, and I gotta say it was a lot of fucking fun. The houses were crazy good. The theming is just on point. Shockingly enough, the Last of Us house was one of the best ones. The theming of the Last of Us house was so good, and it had nothing to do with Last of Us Part 2, by the way. But yeah, the theming was really good. The Stranger Things house was good. Blood Moon, I think, was the one that was my favorite, though. But yeah, Halloween Horror Nights was fantastic. A Minty for 20. Gaming topic. Star Citizen just had its annual conference. You should watch their Star Engine summary video because it is some pretty exciting tech. Asmongold and Dr. Disrespect both did reactions to it, and Squadron 42. That might be a good topic for us to discuss tomorrow on Tuesday night's main event. Hell yeah. Thank you, Minty. I appreciate that. Take a note from me on that one, Jed. I'm going to look into that. Alan Fox says, I finished watching the FNAF movie, and when you posted the truck video today, did you enjoy it? I need to know. I enjoyed it a lot, man. Five Nights at Freddy's was really good. Lapco92 says, I must have missed a day they convicted Trump of insurrection. If he thought there was a problem, it was his constitutional duty to question 2020. Yeah, I mean, these people they just change the rules. That's all they do. They just change rules constantly to fit their narrative. They are terrified of Donald Trump. That is a fact. They absolutely are terrified. River Miles says World Star 3 has already begun. Black Hebrew Israelites versus pro-Hamas liberals in Chicago. It's a disaster, man. And again, I hope people recognize what's going on in November because this is bad. All this is happening in our country right now. We're all focused like all that bullshit about Ukraine and Russia, and now where's that at? We're not worried about Ukraine anymore. No more Ukraine flags in the bio. No more supporting Ukraine. Suddenly now we're all turned to another thing. You know what I mean? And it's wild. It really is, and it's getting to the point where I refuse to believe that 75% of this country, if not more, doesn't support President Trump. I mean, it's 75% minimum. I refuse to believe it's not at that minimum 75 because there's just not that many crazy. There are some crazy people out there, but it's bad. It's really bad. I stand with the current thing. Absolutely. It's all about I stand with the current thing. Yada, yada, yada. Some of these memes are so damn funny. I swear. MAGA memers are the best. MAGA memers are the GOAT. That is a fact. Let's see. Cellular Dream says free Jeremy's pants. What? Why are you talking about my pants, Cellular Dream? Are you mad because we're not going to play Titanfall tonight? Is that what this comes down to? Let's see. Small time Republic says 75% don't support Biden, but not all of them support Trump. Yeah, and that's a problem. That's the problem right there. Why not? Why aren't they supporting Trump? Cole Howell says Trudeau won because our campaign manager thought it was a good idea to run a 90-day campaign rather than a 30-day campaign. She running things again. Scary indeed. Sir Ruin of House Roundhead says, I got to sell the tickets for the Ravens Dolphins on December 31st. Sorry. I hope you are around sometime after, though. No problem, man. I totally understand, brother. Totally understand. Keep me posted on how you're doing, man. Alan Fox says, I really enjoyed it. I've never played the games, but I did watch a lot of the videos of the lore before, and I've learned about the movie. Saying that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. I really enjoyed it. I had no idea what I was watching when I went into it, but overall, I did enjoy it. There was a video that I think we should watch really quick if I can find it, because I think it's an important topic. And it's about Derek Chauvin, the Megyn Kelly video talking about it. Do you guys think that this George Floyd situation that they're going to bring evidence. Derek Chauvin is going to be able to have a retrial. Again, I don't know how this is even not. I don't know how this is a question. This is obvious. This is 100% obvious that this should happen, and it's not even close. So I have not watched this video yet, so let's watch this video.
Chauvin, the cop convicted of second-degree murder in connection.
It'll play. It takes for this fucking dog shit internet here. By the way, if I haven't said Spectrum sucks today, Spectrum sucks. Spectrum is the fucking worst. Just so we're clear. It literally won't run at 360.
Your charges. Now he's serving a 22-year sentence. And there's news on this case. At the moment, his lawyers are trying to get the case heard at the U.S. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Minnesota decided not to hear their appeal. So now they're going to the court of last resort, the U.S. Supreme Court, trying to say, please, please, please hear our appeal and give us a new trial. So we'll get to that in a minute. But in that context, as that's happening, something else is happening, which is Amy Sweezy. She's our age. I think the three of us are about the same age. She's a 1995 graduate of the University of Minnesota Law School. And she was a prosecutor in this district attorney's office that went after Derek Chauvin in Minnesota for 28 years. She's tried over 100 felony jury trials, so she knows what she's doing, including first-degree murder cases. She specializes in, among other cases, police use of force cases. She teaches law school, all this stuff. Now, she is suing her old boss at the Hennepin County Attorney's Office, alleging, I think it's sexual harassment, that he sexually harassed her, sex discrimination and retaliation, right? And yet, in the context of this civil litigation, she has made some extraordinary allegations on the record about what kind of behavior he's guilty of and what he was saying and doing while running, in particular, the George Floyd case, the case against Derek Chauvin. She says at her deposition, which is sworn, she's under oath, that this guy, the DA, was aware of a conversation she had with the medical examiner, whose name was Andrew Baker. And that the day after George Floyd's death, she, Amy Sweezy, had a conversation with the medical examiner, Andrew Baker. And Andrew Baker said the following, quote, well, this is her describing it. He called me later in the day after I'd asked him to perform the autopsy. And he told me, after doing the autopsy, there were no medical findings that showed any injury to the vital structures of Mr. Floyd's neck. There were no medical indications of asphyxia or strangulation, said Ms. Sweezy. He said to me, she went on, Amy, what happens when the actual evidence does not match up with the public narrative that everyone's already decided on? And then he said, this is the kind of case that ends careers. Andrew Baker responded, the medical examiner, saying, I cannot comment, but his representative says that he stands by the autopsy report and his televised testimony, both of which are publicly available. Now, many are saying this proves that Derek Chauvin did not murder George Floyd in any way, that this medical examiner knew it, that there were no signs of asphyxiation nor any injury to the vital structures of his neck, no medical indications of asphyxia or strangulation. And that last comment is the killer. What happens when the evidence doesn't match up to the public narrative? So, Jana, what, if anything, does this do to the case and specifically to this appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court to get Derek Chauvin a new trial?
So much to dive into here, Megan. This is really bombshell evidence because on a number of levels, it proves, if true, a malicious prosecution. It disproves the fact that there was any sort of, that this was basically a homicide. So it proves that Derek Chauvin and others and company should not have been charged at all, certainly not the way they were charged. And it proves that this was going to be a conviction at all costs kind of prosecution based on the climate of what was going on across the country, based on the climate about how people all of a sudden had to hate all police, especially white police. It proves that Derek Chauvin, if true, was absolutely railroaded. Now, the interesting thing is that really didn't come out. I mean, Eric Nelson did, the defense attorney did try to raise that in the course of his cross-examination, didn't really hit a home run with it. It will be part of the appeal to the Supreme Court, even though it wasn't part of the trial. They can bring up this new evidence when they make their pitch to the Supreme Court, but at the very least, I don't think it stopped there. This is new evidence, and they should probably try to reverse course and start all over again to the extent that the Minnesota allows them to do that, because this is really huge.
So she raises a good point, Arthur, that they did try. They knew, as I read the transcripts,
everybody knew what the verdict was going to be. I mean, and it's all because of public outrage by not even that many people. But again, this is why when Trump, offered the National Guard and offered support in these Democratic cities, it's why the Democratic governors refused it, because they wanted this outrage. They wanted these narratives to be built, and they wanted that fear to continue so that they could push forward their agenda. That is why. Now, if Trump would have overridden those governors, then he would have been accused of being a dictator and all this other shit. The same things that the things they've already accused him of being, he would have walked right into their trap. It was a lose-lose situation for Trump. And the fact, and to go back to DeSantis and being very disingenuous when he said all of that, because he knows exactly why Trump couldn't overstep, because it was a lose-lose situation for Trump.
Some of this. They knew from the medical examiner's report some of this, but they didn't know all of it. I don't see anything where they knew he was saying the actual evidence does not match up with the story that they're telling the public. That's devastating. As a defense attorney, if you found that coming from another DA talking to your medical examiner, as the defense attorney, you'd be like, I'm doing cartwheels. You'd be so thrilled. But as far as I can tell, Derek Chauvin's lawyer did not have access to that because it's only been unearthed here in this civil lawsuit.
I don't think it's going to be enough. I mean, what they write in, or what they're basing part of their appeal to the Supreme Court of the United States of America on, is that the jurors were in a position when there was not a change of venue, that if they found Chauvin not guilty, there would have been riots in the street again. So they really had no choice, which is a pretty powerful argument. But just what an appellate court could say to get themselves out of it is, look, the jury heard substantially significant evidence that the medical examiner said, yeah, I don't think he was choked to death. He died of asphyxiation, but there's no injury to the neck. What I found very interesting,
he didn't die of asphyxiation. Did not die of asphyxiation, and the medical examiner testified to that.
And what I found very interesting, though, Megan, from the packet your team gave me, was that he said he never watched the video before he committed the autopsy, because he didn't want it to influence him in what his outcome was. Which that really was like, wow, that's interesting. So he doesn't even know, or he hasn't seen it with his own eyes until I think after the fact. But look, the three of us know the Supreme Court of the United States of America takes less than 100 cases a year. There are certain cases that they have to take, like when two jurisdictions, like two different states in federal court are ruling differently. The Second Circuit has a different ruling than the Third Circuit. They kind of have to take that. Here, they have to find 4 justices to say, okay, we're going to take this case because it has such a profound impact on the laws of the United States of America that we're going to take it. I don't see that burning legal issue here that they're going to put their neck in the middle of this.
I will say, I'll make an argument of why they should. And I understand they probably won't, because they don't want to be particularly bold, the U.S. Supreme Court. They like to not touch the hot buttons if they can get away with it. But this is a growing trend in America, trial by media. trial but for social justice, not for actual justice. And if they actually took this case and reversed it, saying this guy did not get a fair trial, the court of public opinion had hanged him before he ever stepped foot in that courtroom. And this was a DA and an AG on a quest for social justice, not actual justice. That's not the United States of America. It actually would send a very powerful message down to all courts, criminal and civil, on don't go this road. We're not going to support you. And we don't care if people don't like us. But Jonna, let me jump back to some of the evidence that was admitted before the jury, because this is not going to be helpful to Derek Chauvin's request for a new trial or trying to use this woman's deposition as the new holy grail. As you pointed out, his lawyer, Eric Nelson, Chauvin's lawyer, did get some of these points in before the jury. Now, that's the kind of stuff any appellate judge will look at. Because the appellate judges want to wiggle out of changing the verdict. They don't like changing verdicts. So if they have any reason to say this was all brought up in front of the jury and you muffed it, then they'll do that. So here's what happened when they had Andrew Baker on the stand.
This is that's a perfect example of really what we're dealing with here. It really was just a perfect storm that lined up against him. He didn't do himself any favors, and kneeling on the neck for as long as he did optically, you've got to have some self-awareness to know that probably didn't look good. The guy clearly, George Floyd was clearly, intoxicated with probably all types of well, not even probably. He certainly had all types of shit in his system. But he still doesn't deserve, based on everything, all the information we have, Derek Chauvin has been completely thrown under the bus. And it really, really is a sad scenario. And I think that if Derek Chauvin is, if he gets a retrial and gets released, I hope to God that Trump is back in office, because at that point in time, Biden will Trump. At that point, Trump doesn't have to worry about the re-election or any of that. And he's probably going to be scorched earth mode at this point in time. So Trump will then have to be forced to override these Democratic governors at that point in time. He's going to have to. Because that they're going to send, that they're going to start burning cities to the ground again. And the fact that happened in this country still is just mind-blowing to me. But with that said, do you know what's not mind-blowing? This chat is not mind-blowing at all. This chat is amazing, and we are now well over 1,000 likes. That's right, 1,000 likes. You know what that means, don't you? Is it Diashuru or Shuro? My friend called me this morning and told me the economy is beyond shit, and I'm like, first time. Sincerely, the sane minority of California. Yeah, it's so fucking bad. It's so bad. And we got Yay Herb says, all these people are hypocritical. Also, my earlier super chat saying free Palestine was a joke, as I'm themed as Kanye West from Alex Jones. Oh, got you. All right, got you. My bad. Well, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate it. Eric K says, when BLM put warnings on the jury's houses, it was decided guilty before evidence. Yep. Let's see. Zamizi says, do you know the F slur and fascist have the same type of origin? I don't know what that means. Fascist meaning bundle. Yeah, bundle of sticks. Yes, I'm aware of that. All right, so it is time for the sexy back end, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. And listen, I didn't know what type of night we were going to have, because the last stream, dude, you guys, it was insane. We had over 500 gifted memberships. It was insane. Oh, by the way, we finished third in the United States of America, the last stream. Third in the US, number 12 in the world for CobraCast. Just think about that. number 3 overall in the United States of America, and number 12 in the entire world. All right. So thank you guys. Appreciate that. And Geeks and Gamers are doing a ton of streams, and we had a great stream over on Geeks and Gamers Play. We had a great stream on Daily today. We're having the Party Animals stream here in a bit. So tonight we got the sexy back end, and look how sexy it is. Boom! There it is. 1,300 people watching, almost 1,200 likes, $523 in chat revenue, and 56 new members. And yes, that is true. And those analytics don't count the gifted memberships. That is true, Hayden Wayne. That is true. So another solid outing for CobraCast 199. We also peaked at like 1,600 or 1,700 views tonight. I think we're like 1,700 was our peak tonight. So shout out to all of you. Look at Vic Whiplash with the sexy back end emojis. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best chat on the internet, and it's not even close. Lady Aaron D, did you get your membership tonight? Lady Aaron D? I know you were Lady Aaron D. Did you get your membership tonight? I think you did. I'll wait for her to say if she did or not. Because I know earlier, I can't remember, was it this chat or another chat? She did. All right, Jessica says she did. Hell yeah, look at there. Nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. So again, don't forget now. So we're going to have the main channel and Geeks and Gamers Play running the stream tonight. And Vic Whiplash just dropped 10 more gifted memberships. Hell yes. Swig of water for the working man right there. Swig of water for the working man because of Vic Whiplash. So much green in this chat. So much green in the Geeks and Gamers chat. River Miles. Holy crap. River Miles just dropped 20. What? Holy crap. Nagranol says, and 20 gifted memberships. What is that putting us at? Where is that putting us now? We got to be closing in on 100 for the night. Going to be closing in for 100 for the night. Where's that count going to be? 79, 84, 84. So we are 16 away. No, 14 away. Lady Aaron D says, hail to the best chat on the interwebs. Absolutely. Let's see. Somebody said something in the chat. What are you saying? Travis says, you only do one D-Day Cobra GG would be a different membership. What do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean by that one. Like a one universal one? Well, that would be like something we'd have to do on the website. So Booty125 over Rumble says, what the fuck? It's 9:35 Eastern, and I just got the Rumble notification for tonight. Yeah, Rumble notifications have been really off. So I don't know what's going on with that. Hayden Wayne just dropped 10 gifted memberships. Now we are officially 4 memberships from 100 on the night. Holy crap. Snake Pit, you guys, what is going on? Snake Pit showing out. What the hell, man? There's River Miles with the 20 and Hayden Wayne with the 10. And now we are 4 away. Tom McD says 4 away. And the chat can bust out the Hundy members. That's right. 4 away. And the chat can bust. And then Dom H gets us over the threshold. Holy crap. Torben says, I hate my bank. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. Dom H gets us over 100. Ian drops a gifted membership, gets us well over 100. Now we're at 102. Woo! Wow. Amazing. Let's see. Well, so it did. Jeremy, combine your channels, Geeks and Gamers Play, Park Hopping, and Geeks Gamers for Life can be one. The problem is like from an algorithm standpoint, we can't do that. Unfortunately, we just can't. It just wouldn't work. So yes, we did, but technically no, we didn't. And what I mean by that is that if you did, or if you got any of those memberships, they all is Real Smile Bit here, by the way. Real Smile Bit dropped like 100 gifted memberships, but they all got refunded. They all got refunded because we were trying to fix so it's been a long time since we streamed on Geeks and Gamers Play. But I can go ahead and I'll tell you guys now. So I made the decision about a week or two ago that we were going to revive the Geeks and Gamers Play in terms of making that the live streaming channel. And Lethal Lightning's done a fantastic job over there of just grinding out the videos. But one thing I'm doing now is I'm making more videos for the main YouTube channel, the main Geeks and Gamers channel, as you guys have noticed. And so we're doing way too many live streams over there. So I made the decision, like, let's make Geeks and Gamers Play the gaming live stream channel for Geeks and Gamers now. And Jay has set up getting daily streams over there from the team. And so we were looking at I didn't even think about the membership perks. We were trying to get the membership perks kind of readjusted, and we had a $25 membership perk, which is retarded. And I was like, well, we don't need that. And so the tier one is the one that got deleted. And so everything's kind of had to be restructured. So any of those memberships that were gifted, they just got refunded. There's nothing happened on the channel. It was completely just us trying to restructure everything and put the new emojis and everything. We'll get it restarted as soon as we get approved. So that's all it was. It's all it was. But yes. All right. And then you guys know what time it is, right? You know what time it is. Like, you know what time it is, right? It is Beard of Shame. Beard of Shame. Peking really doesn't like when I say my brand. Yes, my brand, my Geeks and Gamers brand. Peking really doesn't like that. So if you want to send super chat saying Jeremy's brand or G&G brand or my brand, please do so. Peking gets really mad when I do that. But it's time for the Beard of Shame right now. We got more important things than to deal with losers that sit down when they pee, like Peking. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, CobraCast 199 is proud to present to you tonight's Beard of Shame.
Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
I've lost track of how many times I've won the Beard of Shame. I'm so happy I won again. So I'm just going to sing.
What the fuck is he
In
wearing?
my boots.
Here's a little song about boots. These boots are made for walking.
No.
And that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Oh, no. I did not know where that was going. Honestly, that's the manliest Ron DeSantis has looked in a long time, if I'm being honest. That's the manliest. That is the manliest he has looked in a long damn time. Holy crap. Oh, holy crap. I was not expecting that one. I had no idea what the Beard of Shame was going to be. I felt like it'd be DeSantis or it would be Gavin Newsom. That was funny as hell. All right, we got Alan Fox's Jeremy's G&G brand. That's right, my brand. Bruce Flash is loving the Geeks Gamers D-Day Cobra brand. Thank you. Beardo's Love Child says, Jeremy, any thoughts on the rumors of draft of males 18 to 26-year-old via an executive order? I haven't heard that. Wouldn't surprise me, but I have not heard anything about that. So I will have to look into that before I could give you any opinion on that whatsoever. So I am not aware of it. All right. So we're going to have to end it here. Okay. We're going to have to end it here. Make sure I forgot that one. And I think we're caught up. I think we're good. think we're good. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so we're going to end it there. Go over to Geeks and Gamers, getting ready for Party Animals. We're going to have Melanie Mack. We're going to have Gary Nerdrotic. We're going to have Ryan Kennel. We're going to have the G&G crew. It's going to be chaos. There's a pinned link right there at the top of this chat, so you can go over there and check that out. I love you, Rumble. Shout out to all of you guys. You guys are the best. Look at you, Can Wolf. I see it with the salute to the amazing Rumble chat over there. But thank you guys. Really do appreciate it. Gonna be pretty damn fun tonight. I have no idea what to expect, but it will be chaos. So make sure you check it out. We're going to leave you with some Sabaton. Have a great night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. All right, guys, have a good night. I'll see you on Party Animals here in about 45 minutes. Love you, Snake Pit. Shout out to the 199, and I'll see you in. There's Hayden right there. See you all on Party Animals. Let's go. Talk to you soon, guys. Have a good night, and we'll talk to all of you later.